All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, you all know we have been seeing this madhouse of content. I mean, from the ladies, and it's just been a lot. Let's take it back to 2008. Nene Leakes, the sassy star of Bravo's hit show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, has been booted out of her posh five-bedroom house after Wynwood Properties slaps her and her husband Greg with an eviction notice, the Gwinnett County Court said. Okay, so remember back in the day when Nene and Greg was, evicted, and everybody thought that it was funny. And the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes is speaking out against a huge misunderstanding that resulted in reports that she and her husband, Greg Leakes, were evicted from the Duluth, Georgia home when they were shown living in during the Bravo realities show first season. The recent rumors alleging that my family faced an eviction are a huge misunderstanding and grossly inaccurate, Leakes said in a statement released by Bravo on Thursday. I'm truly blessed to enjoy a wonderful life and lifestyle. We have indeed moved to another home, but we did so on our own free will. We live in an absolutely beautiful home, and we are fortunate to be able to live in the place of our choice, she added. On Wednesday, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that the Leaks had moved out of the 5,000 square foot, five-bedroom residence they had lived in during the production of The Real Housewives of Atlanta first season after being served with an eviction notice for failing to pay $6,240 in rent. According to the newspaper, the couple had been served with an eviction notice on September 14th and finally vacated the property in November. The notice was filed with the Magistrate Court of Gwinnett County, Georgia county that the Georgia county that Duluth is part of, on September 24th. Leaks doesn't seem to be disputing that an eviction notice was served. In fact, she had reportedly previously noted that it contained only her husband's name and not hers when the rep had contacted her about the matter last week. However, she denies that the couple ended up being evicted from the house, a claim of a report had supported short of alleging, but multiple media outlets had subsequently reported. Without wasting time on the details, the only thing I will say is that we are not evicted, Leak said in a statement. Everybody knows that I like to be honest, real, and upfront. If something was wrong, I would tell you. According to the newspaper's Wednesday report, the Duluth, Georgia residence was purchased for $829,400 in September 2006 and is currently owned by Kajani Shanaz Ali, who lives overseas. The couple had moved into the home in 2006 as part of what leaks had turned a lease purchase corporate deal between Greg and his company in an email to the reporter last week. Okay, so things didn't work out between the two of them, so they did what they had to do, and he did what he had to do, she wrote. Leaks said subsequently declined to the reporter where she and her husband were now living. It's none of your business, she wrote in an email exchange to a reporter. We're financial able and stable to live wherever we feel fits. If we rent, lease, purchase, or buy, money is still coming out of my pocket, she wrote. So whose business is that? In the Thursday statement, Leaks said she was well aware of the current situation surrounding the real estate market. Her husband is listed as a real estate investor, while on one of her goals is to open a luxury boutique hotel in the near future, and was grateful that she did not have to deal with the troubles that many others were currently facing. Unfortunately, there are many families who are facing real foreclosures and evictions. This is not and never was the case with us, she wrote. I know where we live and how we live, and for those blessings, I am humbly thankful. All right, so this article was written back in December the 4th of 2008. Talk about manifestation. I mean, when you talk about the manifestation is real. Nene and Greg eventually leveled up in so many ways. She not only had the boutique, but she had it in several places. So when you talk about Black excellence, she definitely gives the Black excellence. She definitely makes us all proud. Now, going on over to Kim, child Kim, I mean, yeah, Kim and her husband is, child, they are, is going up. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So, KROY is 37 years old, to be honest. Okay. And he adopted Brielle and Ariana, right? Which aren't even his children. Let's start there. It saddens me that, you know, people want to keep up with the Joneses and everybody has to suffer. You know, allegedly, KROY doesn't have a job, you know, and I'm assuming that he was dependent on Kim's skincare line and other avenues of income, and so now their house has went into foreclosure. They're facing eviction. Croy files for divorce. You know, it's been a big mess. It's really been a big mess. And, former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak and ex NFL player Kroy Biermann are calling it quits after 11 years of marriage. According to two petitions filed to Fulton County, so that wasn't just one, two petitions filed to Fulton County Superior Court within hours of each other. The couple is planning to end their marriage after being separated since April. Kroy Biermann files for divorce from Kim Zolciak first, wants sole custody amid financial battle. It's a plot twist worthy of Bravo reality show amid the ongoing Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak divorce drama. The Post has learned he was actually the one to legally call it quits first, despite prior reports to the contrary. Filed on May 5th and seen by reports, the divorce records state that Biermann has separated from respondent on the ground that the marriage is irretrievably broken and thereby entitling petitioner to a divorce under Georgia law. Zolciak was served as a summons on Monday, May 8th. The documents go on to note that Biermann will seek the temporary and permanent sole legal and sole physical custody of the former couple's four underage children, Croy Jr., Cash, Kaya, and Kane. Both parents are required to complete a domestic intake worksheet, which monitor the treatment of their children over 30 days. The NFL linebacker 37 is also asking that property he purchased separate from Zolciak 44 be awarded to him fully, but is requesting that their debt be split evenly. He is also asking for alimony. Specifically, court records state petitioner shows that he should be awarded exclusive temporary and permanent use and possession of the marital residence located at 3140 Manor Bridge Drive. Both of the Real Housewives of Atlanta alums still reside in the home despite their contentious divorce. In separate court filing documents show the two owe about $1,150,000 in taxes, in federal taxes. So the taxes go back from December 31st, 2013, December 31st of 2017, December 31st of 2018. So that's 3 years. Meanwhile, their Alpharetta home has been a sore spot since they purchased the 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom estate in 2012 for $880,000. The property faced foreclosure a few times when they defaulted on their mortgage and failed to pay taxes. It is likely based on the debt they currently carry that the home is at risk again. Zolciak and Biermann have not responded to the Post's request for comment. However, a source close to the couples tipped off that Biermann was one of the first to file, but Kim wanted to get ahead of it. A separate source told a production company that they thought he was more financially stable than he actually was going into the marriage. So she had no idea they were in this much financial trouble, the source added. Meanwhile, on Monday, Biermann seemingly shaded his estranged wife when he updated his Instagram bio to include, "My ring meant a thing," an apparent dig at the blonde bombshell Bravo celebrity hit single "The Ring Didn't Mean a Thing" in light of their split. 5 years ago, Zolciak said divorce would never be on the table for her and her new soon-to-be ex-husband. "That's not an option in my house," Zolciak confidently stated in an October 2017 interview with Fox News, adding the primary reason why so many other housewives have faced divorce is because of the hype of TV and the publicity. She added, "I would never allow a show to impact my marriage in any way. My marriage is definitely first." Well, a lot of people are really sounding off. Like, seriously, a lot of people in the Twitter world, a lot of people in, child, you name it. You name it. And let's just say this. Let's be honest and let's be upfront, right? So give me 1 second as we go ahead and bring up the content. Okay, because Bethany had a lot to say about it. And all I'm going to say is, where is the lie? All right, without further ado, let's get into the content.
And my producers told me. So I was just on my podcast, and my producers told me that Kim and KROY, Kim Zolciak and KROY are getting divorced. And I've heard all the rumors about the foreclosure, and I thought to myself, marriage is hard enough. Bringing other people into your life and highlighting it for years on TV. I did it for a short time, and I paid the price. And I took it like a champ when I was scrutinized, and they go with you in when it's happy and everything looks great, and everyone's coming with you when it goes down to the abyss and the shit pit, Slumdog Millionaire style. So they invited us into this life, and they've always been people who seem like they're spending more than they have. He's on a football salary, she's on a housewife's salary, and they're spending like the fucking plane's going down. And the thing is, you can't spend more than you make. And it's the old housewives model to get on the show, make no money, spend, logo, car, house, bankruptcy, foreclosure, because you can't fucking keep checks you can't cash. And it's gross. It's like when the whole real estate bubble crashed, that was because people were just financing them, and the whole thing imploded. And I heard Kim and KROY owe $1 million each, and it's like, good, pay the IRS. You gotta fucking pay. You want to pay. And you know, all these couples that bring everybody into every single detail like they're perfect, it's a recipe for disaster also. Machine Gun Kelly and Megan, and then he's cheating. And it's Adam Levine and his wife. Everyone gets humbled real quick. So these two, you know, we're so perfect and we're so in love and we have all this money and we're spending and the diamonds and the this and the filters and the kids and everything. And then when the shit goes sideways, you invited us in when it was going good and it looked like a fairy tale or made us believe it was. Well, guess what? We're coming out with you too. So no one's going to fucking respect your privacy at this time because there is no privacy at this time. And I think I get particularly lit when people spend what they don't have. It's like fucking up the whole system. It's like fucking with the IRS. Like you pay your goddamn bills, right? I never spent a goddamn dime until I made money. Like never. I couldn't afford a taxi. I would pray that someone would buy me a drink. Like I never spent a fucking penny. I was terrified. I was on the cover of Forbes and called my business manager to ask if I could buy a handbag the first time. I was always terrified because you don't spend money you don't fucking have. My apartment was furnished by IKEA. When I was on the Housewives in New York, I didn't have it.